All right, today is a day. I'm sorry, today is a day set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Ms. Stevenson asked to the arraignment on the bench warrant.
Waives the reading of the information. Asked that a plea of not guilty be entered on her behalf. And I'm asking that we proceed to review, Your Honor.
Court will set aside any warrant recalling the capias and proceed immediately to review.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is my understanding that Ms. Arnold has complied with all the terms and conditions of probation.
You did something. You went out.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to sit still. It's my understanding that Ms. Arnold has complied with all the terms and conditions of the probation, and she's passed the halfway mark. I would move that this matter be closed with improvement at this time.
Can you tell me why she missed her review on May 1st?
Your Honor, Ms. Arnold advised me that she did have an interview in a breakout room. I've been able to surmise, I think that was with Attorney Murad. She's indicated that she waited in the breakout room and then came out to the main session and was not admitted. She sat there until she was probably the meeting was closed. She's indicated to me she did check in or started viewing the proceedings on YouTube, did not understand what happened. I don't have an explanation as to why she was not admitted into a meeting.
She didn't view no proceedings on YouTube on May 1st.
I don't think it was May 1st, but
it was May 1st.
Okay.
Well, let me say this. Let me apologize. Let me double back. According to the review that Ms. Tucker sent, her date was scheduled for May 1st. So according to the review that Ms. Tucker sent. So Mr. Flanagan, when was she supposed to be here?
May 1st, Your Honor.
Okay. So Ms. Stevenson, tell me what proceedings was live streamed on May 1st?
I don't have an answer for that, Your Honor. I was reading the report. My representation is based upon the report that I thought the review hearing was April.
Well, she didn't watch nothing on live stream on May 1st because okay.
All right. Okay, so I don't know because I didn't speak with Ms. Arnold at her last court date, Your Honor. I don't know why she was not present. I was just relating to the court what Ms. Arnold told me, and I think Ms. Arnold hears that whatever her explanation is not satisfactory.
Let me interrupt you. You might be relaying what she said, but let me tell you what you know.
Yes.
So let's not just come on the record relaying what my client said if I know that what my client says is not true. What you know about Judge Bryant is that until yesterday, and now today, I have not live streamed my Zoom proceedings in ages. So when your client says, I went off and watched it on the live stream, then you're supposed to say to them, are you sure? Because Judge Bryant don't live stream. Now, if somebody comes and say they watched live stream yesterday, and then somebody comes and says they watched live stream today, the 2 days that I'm live streaming, then we can say, oh, yeah, she did live stream after Tommy V died. But you can't just relay on the record something your client says that we know not to be true. Okay, so she didn't watch it on live stream.
Okay.
And I don't know how she was in a breakout room and Mr. Murad talked to her or not, and then didn't bring her out. Now, the only thing that could have happened, okay, so let's go with something that is potentially what happened. What potentially happened was that Ms. Arnold appeared for court, was interviewed by one of your colleagues, was in the breakout room, and then the court got busy with its trial docket and relayed to Mr. Murad to tell his client that they were going to have to get a new date. And so apparently, perhaps that didn't happen. But what didn't happen is that she came in my courtroom and sat all day and nobody acknowledged her, because that wouldn't happen in my courtroom.
Okay. Can I also say what didn't happen, Judge? I never have, and I never would relay information to this court, whether somebody said it to me or not, that I know to be untrue. I didn't do that. I never have, and I never will. I would apologize to this court for not doing a better job of doing an investigation as to whether or not we were live streaming on May 1st, but I never have, and I'm never going to come to this court and make a misrepresentation to say anything that I know to be false, Judge. I've never done that, and I'm never going to. I'm sorry. I should have checked to make sure. I did not do that. I would advise the court that the information that I got from my client was something that she did not understand. So I would, apologize for not being clear about that. But I don't come to this court just saying stuff that I know not to be true. I didn't do that, Judge. I never would. But Ms. Arnold, to my understanding, has complied with all the conditions of the court's order, and she's done it within the 12 months, Your Honor. So I believe she's eligible for early discharge from probation, and I would so move at this time.
And I agree with you. According to Ms. Tucker, Ms. Arnold completed the terms and conditions of her probation. She was placed on a 12-month probationary period, October the 20th, for 12 months, which would bring us to past the halfway point in October. And she was probably past the halfway point. Really, her halfway point would have been in May. And so, hold on, would have been in May. And according to Ms. Tucker, or despite the representation that she failed to appear in May, why does this say? Hold on. Okay. The court is going to, prior to being placed in one. Okay. The court is going to discharge Ms. Arnold from probation with improvement and close the matter out. Was the matter no, it's the OWBI. And close the matter out as she has successfully completed at least half of her probationary period. And she has finished the terms and conditions of the probation. Ms. Arnold, we will mail you a copy of the order of dismissal. Sorry, not dismissal. The order of discharge for your records, ma'am. Have a great day and stay safe.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Arnold.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so this is a 2019 case. Is Mr. Johnson going to do the probation, or he going to go to jail for retail fraud? Which one is it?
So, Your Honor, it's my understanding that last time Mr. Johnson was here, he informed the court that he was serving 46 months in prison at the time during the time of his sentencing and probation for this matter. He's recently been released on October 4th, 2023. It was further so my understanding that this court had informed Mr. Johnson that
let's do something different.
Sure.
When you say this court, are you referring to me?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't sentence Mr. Johnson. So what are you all referring to? I didn't sentence Mr. Johnson. So you keep saying this court, and Lynise Bryant wasn't on this docket when Mr. Johnson was sentenced.
Okay. Well,
Stevenson, also on behalf of Kirk Johnson, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Moodney. But on May 15th, Judge, you said that you would look at this again today, and if Ms. McCall was able to verify the proof, if she got proof of incarceration, that then you would consider credit for time served.
Oh, but not at the time of sentencing.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm going to step out and Mr. Moodney can finish.
Yeah, let Mr. Moodney finish. Okay, that was confusing me because he kept accusing me of saying something that I didn't say. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Moodney. So he went to prison and then he came to me, which is not listed on this update. And then I said I would look into it.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
and
go ahead.
he ended up turning over the proof. I have it as well, but I think he turned the proof over to Miss McCaw, that he was in prison at the time. And you know, we're asking, long story short, we're asking that the time he spent be ran concurrently with his probation for this, and count as time served. So hopefully, Your Honor, you find it in your heart to discharge him from probation based on the time he's already spent in jail. He's already received a punishment, a large punishment, and
For
since
something else that he did.
for something else that he did. And since he's gotten out on October 4th, what he's done, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, I don't recall exactly what the program was called, but he's doing a program where he helps other prisoners, other people who are in prison, help them turn their life around. He's even wearing right now his outfit for work to show that, or not to show, but that shows that he has turned it around. He helps other people in prison.
Where does he work?
What was
I'm
the program called? Walk a mile.
Walk a mile.
Walk a mile.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, where he helps other inmates, shows them that, hey, I was in prison. I was able to turn my life around. Now he has a car. Now he has a home. Now he's a functioning member of society, and I'm happy to see it, and I think a lot of people would as well. So, Your Honor, I'm asking that instead of going and throwing him back in jail, you discharge him from his probation and allow him to continue down this road that he's been taking.
All right, so the court is going to make just an observation. Mr. Johnson was sentenced by my predecessor on the docket, who I believe was Judge King. So he was sentenced in 2019. Judge King would have been on the docket. He was sentenced to 12 months probation with the final review date of May 15th of 2020. He was ordered to do certain things, and he was ordered to pay $1,400, which is a lot to me on this case, but it is what Judge King ordered. And then the defendant never reported. His case was in warrant status immediately. And then later on down the road, in February of 2020, February 26th of 2020, he did get sentenced again on a different case as a habitual offender, fourth offense. And he was sentenced to 3 years, 10 months to 15. And so he did time. I'm going to make this observation, and then I'll tell you, what I'm going to do. He literally could have finished the probation before he went to prison now. So he was supposed to finish the probation before he went to prison. He didn't go to prison until February, and he had been placed on probation way back in May of the previous year. So he could have finished it. But he didn't. So notwithstanding that fact, the court also notes that when he got this case, it looks like he had just also got out of prison. So he went into prison for stealing in 2014, and then he did some time, and it says termination date, that might be the whole thing, was June 14, 2018. So that right after that, he was stealing again, and then he got this conviction. And then he must have been stealing again somewhere else, and then he got convicted, and that was a felony, and it put him back in prison, habitual fourth offense notice. I hope you finished stealing, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you finished stealing, because going to prison for stealing, that just, okay, let me say it like this. Going to prison for retail fraud, that means you up in Meijer or Kroger or Rite Aid or something, you retail fraud, you stealing like that. That don't make sense to go to prison for that.
No, ma'am.
All right. I hope you're finished stealing. I really, honestly, truthfully hope that you are finished stealing. So even though the law does not require me to do what I'm going to do, I'm going to honor Mr. Moogne's request. I said I would look into it. You have given me proof of your incarceration. I do believe you've paid a debt to society, but let's be clear. I don't believe you paid a debt to society for this specific case because you were stealing on some other cases.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I'm looking at the fact that you were sentenced as a habitual offender, fourth offense notice, and there was probably, because of that, an enhancement to your sentence. So because there was an enhancement to the sentence because of the habitual nature of your offenses, the court is going to revoke your probation on this, sentence you to 93 days in the Wayne County Jail, give you credit for 93 days served in the Michigan Department of Corrections, and close the matter out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And
May I say something, Your Honor? Please?
May. Yes, sir.
Obviously my history is bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was mostly fueled by my addiction. Okay. I've since, as Mr. Mutiny stated, have turned my life around. I started doing that while I was in prison. I had made up my mind that I wasn't going to come out doing the same things that I was doing. That's why I was released on the 4th of October. I started working on the 30th. I'm still employed with that same company, and like Mr. Mutiny has stated also, I've gotten involved in the mentorship program. It's not only helping other people, it's also helping me. But I've been on this job now a little over 8 months, and I'm doing quite well, as a matter of fact. And furthermore, I was early discharged from my parole just this past Friday, because I have been doing everything that I need to do and then some, because I'm well aware of my past actions, and I'm quite ashamed of it, but I'm using that experience to, as I stated, to help other people. And I think that's a part of my purpose. But I'm not, going to dwell on my past. I'm just looking towards my future, and right now it's looking pretty well because things have fallen into place for me, since my release. But it's been because of, the fact that I have changed my life, and I've been blessed for it.
And absolutely. And you can't dwell, and no sense it don't make sense to dwell on the past. That's wasting time.
Exactly. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
that's wasting time. So it's only you can move forward in the future. So Mr. Johnson, well, good luck to you, and keep doing the good work that you're doing. Sometimes life has to knock us all the way down and take us all the way to the pit so we can come up and help other people not get to the pit. So you keep doing what you're doing. You've been to the pit, and now you can try to help some people, encourage some people, show some people that going into a place doesn't define your future. It only is only, mentioned on your resume. It's your past experience, but it doesn't have to be your future experience. So I'm wishing you good luck and all the best to you. And I'm sure you're going to do great things in the future. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then you have a great day and stay safe.
You as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. The people on YouTube want to know where you're going. You want to tell the people where you're going and why we saying goodbye to you? Or do you want to tell them to mind their own business? You don't want to tell them where you're going. You don't want to tell them you're going over there to prosecute them felonies, and so they better not show their face over there on that felony docket because you're gonna come for them. Can I tell them that? Oh, I just did. They keep on talking about where Miss Ritter going, where Miss Ritter going. And since I don't know if I'm gonna go live again, I gotta answer the question now. So Miss Ritter, you gonna say bye to the YouTubers? That's it. I say bye to all the YouTubers. Look, they might can catch you. Do you know which courtroom you're gonna be in? You don't know which courtroom yet. I don't. Oh, okay. I was gonna say they might can catch you in the other courtroom, but that's where she going, y'all. That's where she going. That's where she going. She going over there to the felony docket. Well deserved. Well deserved. We got her good together over here on this misdemeanor docket. Now she said, I'm going for the big fish now. It's gonna stop all this crime in the D. All right. Well, not just in the D, because now it'll be You'll be countywide. Go ahead out there, fight crime in the county. Okay, so that's that. I just want look. They kept on asking in the chat, so I answered the question in the chat. For the people who want to know where Miss Ritter going. All right, so the docket. They say they wish you the best, Miss Ritter. Congratulations. You can go on. You can go back and read your own comments because I'm getting ready to end the live stream. But just go on and read your own comments, okay? Because I'm not getting ready to read them to you. All right. So let me stop the live stream. Let me stop the live stream. And oh look, is Miss Burton gonna come on and show them who taking Miss Ritter place?